Good afternoon, this is Lucky Lynx. And what is the one thing that stands in the way of effective spirit communication, growth, and learning? Coming up right after
this. That's unexpected. I must say, you fight well.
Now put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Okay, good afternoon, this is Lucky Lynx. The last few that we did were kind of heavy. I'm trying to lighten it up. I think it's great that people are interested in asking questions that are very serious and about some serious things, and questions that make them consider, what they're doing in relation to this, and what they're invoking, and what their responsibility is. And I think those are great questions. I'm going to ask the deck for a subject today that's lighter, or something that's very useful that people need right now, and we're going to build this around that. So what do we got? So we got oh, you know what? I started this before I came outside. When I was ordering my coffee, I actually asked the cards. I got it. This has to do with mediumism. There's a big deal right now, and two cards that came up were the Ten of Wands and the Magician, right? Actually, this all works together. Okay, so I got the Ten of Wands and the Magician. All right, so we got Ten of Wands, taking burdens, and then the Magician. So this is kind of the culmination of a lot of things we've been saying for the last few days. It gets too serious. It gets really serious. It gets too serious. And people decide that they're going to take the burdens of everything on their back, and it's all about them then, you see. And I was talking yesterday about how, or a couple of days ago, about how, nature gives its life for our space. Someone who made this table, he gave his time and energy. Someone who made this coffee, gave their time and energy. This moment that you're sitting in is a culmination of a whole lot of other people and what they've given. And we get in this habit, in this business of saying, well, it's all me, I'm doing it all. So that's a lot of burden to take on your shoulders, that you are the messenger, you are the almighty messenger of the universe. I think that gets a little... So usually when people write me or ask me or talk to me and they start talking like that, that's usually why I make a joke. People always come up to me and they go, well, I'm a medium. And I say, really? Because I'm a large, sometimes an extra large. I think there's way too much seriousness in this, and way too much, look at me, I'm so important. When the focus is on telling everyone and defining everyone, and you can see this all around, people who do this work, people who are psychics, people who do this stuff, people who take these classes, they get real serious about calling themselves something, because they're so desperate, because they feel like they're so disconnected from themselves, and there's a hole, there's an emptiness they need to fill. So they so desperately want someone to say, well, now you're a Reiki master, now you're this, now you're that. Then they got the thing to cling to. Well, this is what I am, because they're feeling alienated from themselves to begin with. We are these days with the values that are out there. So now this is what my friend says here too. The constant jumping around from values and fantasizing and wanting makes what's going under the surface so difficult to tell. You can't even catch it once it surfaces. I hope that makes sense, because that's really all I'm going to say about it. If you get that, good, because then this message is for you. But there's really this emphasis on, well, I'm this spiritual master, I'm this medium, I'm this, and it's like, and again, I've said this a million times, well, that doesn't really allow you for any room to grow, any room to laugh at yourself, any room to make mistakes. And especially with this platform right now, you're online, so if you make a mistake, people will crucify you. A couple months back, I did a video about gender and tarot, and people wanted to crucify me for that stance, but then I recanted it because I got it that Golden Girls deck, and I was like, well, yeah, I guess maybe I would use. So I changed my mind. I reserve the right to change my mind, because I'm not perfect and I'm not a master. And even my master, His Holiness Padma-Gampa Rinpoche, I'll never forget one time we were in a situation and we were having a conversation about something, and I said, no, I don't want to do that. And he said, why? And I said, well, because this, and this. And he went, okay, we won't do that then. And I went, wait a minute, you're just, why are, he said, you expressed yourself, you thought it out, you expressed yourself clearly, you did not get emotional about it, and you allowed the logic of the situation to come through, or the importance of, it was about the situation, it wasn't about me. So when we do that, we allow ourselves, you can change your mind, you can make a mistake, you can fall down. But there's all this emphasis on being, I am the holy medium, I'm taking it all on my shoulders. I am the holy master, whatever. And I just want these people to laugh so badly. Sometimes I think that these people who set them up as serious, you know, they need some fiber. I really think they just need some fiber. Or something. Because they're just so rigid, they're so... Alright, so if you want to do this stuff, and you want to interact with the unseen world, start by not taking yourself so seriously, and exploring from, and I always tell my students this, you have to explore from a place of exploration and play. Otherwise, you do end up making stupid things. You do end up saying, well, hey, I am the almighty medium through which all comes. Well, something's going to take you up on that, and it's going to force you to pretend to be that. And then when you find the limits of that, when you find where that's likely to break, you're gonna have to make two choices. You're either going to realize that you're not as badass as you think you are, and you're going to have to back down, or you're going to have to make up something in your mind to justify it, and that's when the crazy starts. And I'm not just talking about in this, I'm talking about in anything. I mean, if you're, you know, the almighty CEO and you can't make a mistake, well, that's when the crazy starts. You see? You know, doesn't matter what religion, doesn't matter what, and I mean, you know, corporations are a religion. Diets are a religion, fitnesses are, I mean, look around, there's religions everywhere. And whenever you set yourself up as the almighty of it, you know, at some point you got to face the fact that you got to lighten up and recognize that you can make mistakes and grow, or you got to make up the crazy. You see what I'm saying? So, lighten up about all this stuff. We had some really serious videos over the last few days. I wanted to keep this a little light. Those of you who are clients and students of mine, you guys know I'm always, you know, liking to joke about this stuff. Remember when they tell you, hey, I'm a medium, tell them, yes, I'm an extra large. I'm Lucky Lynx, as always, wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do. If you'd like to take a tarot class with me, I have an intro to tarot coming up in July, beginning of July. And people are already signing up for it. It's going to be a fun class. I'm going to approach it from the storyteller point of view, and it will be a sense of humor, because it has to be. You can't approach this stuff so seriously. Yes, it can be real serious stuff, but especially when you're learning, it does not, you know, the whole, I got to get it right, you know, that doesn't make you learn. Play, exploration and play. And I just, in my Lenormand class, I was trying to come up with some exercises where they could play with it, you know, to get experience, rather than the whole, well, these card meetings need this, and I need fiber. So I've also got an intermediate to advanced tarot class, and I got 2 Lenormand classes. I got a basic, and I got a Grand Tableau class, and I've got one in crystal ball reading, and I got one in, let's see the other one, playing cards. I think that's it. I've got 7. Mexican Loteria. That's the 7th one. So if you'd like to take any of these courses, please contact me, 779-302-8009, or conjurehope@gmail.com, or if you want a reading, or if you want a life path assessment. Those of you who were watching the video on the core self, and the core self that gets, when the people are being alienated from the core self, I have a life path assessment that figures out what your core archetype is and helps you start to get back to your heart. That's an hour and a half long. Contact me if you'd like to do that, or if you'd like a reading, 779-302-8009, or conjurehope@gmail.com. And for those of you who are donating, thank you. I appreciate you. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. Those of you who've donated, thank you very much. If you would like to donate because you're getting something out of these videos and you would like to contribute to the creativity by donating, I'll put my PayPal and my Venmo below. So, laugh, have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. Remember, you are not the be-all, end-all of spirit. The mouthpiece of spirit, God's right hand. It just, that leads to all sorts of crazy if you let it. So you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.